guys. So I thought now, we have to here, would be a perfect time to kind of talk about product photography. I know I did a video in the past about it, and I decided to kind of do an updated version of it. Back then, I was using good old tiles as my backdrops or as my flat backgrounds. And this is just a tile that I had gotten from Home Depot. I think when I was building my home, I was thinking about using this in the kitchen as like backdrops to my kitchen or something. Anyway, starting out in the business, this is what I used because this is what I had available, and I wasn't bringing in the money to be able to purchase a replica surface or to really afford any type of high-end photography setup. But a game changer for me was when I did the small business boot camp, and I did a whole series of my experience doing that boot camp, and it's here on Facebook, so go check it out on that playlist. But a part of that boot camp allowed me to be able to meet with the coaches of the boot camp, and these are people who have who are in charge of promoting small businesses and teaching small businesses through the local university. But they also give us feedback about our own personal businesses. And so she had asked me, she says, Ashley, I have a question. I looked at your website. Did you do your own photography? And I said, yes. And she's like, I can tell. You should really look into getting it professionally done or something like that. And I knew she was going to go there because I knew that my photography was not up to par at the time. My phone was broken, so the screen on my phone was broken, so the quality of the photos were not there. I had this as my backdrop. My products did not look like they look now, so it was just a mess. But you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You have to get out there and try it out, learn, grow, and here we are. So this is my replica surface. I invested a lot of money into this, probably about a year into my business. It's a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm very honest and transparent. I am not a multi-six-figure business. I did make a great amount of money last year, but by no means am I out of the danger zone at all. Every single month I'm crunching the numbers. Every single month I'm penny pinching. Every single month I'm wondering, am I going to be able to survive that month? Is what it is. I have not yet started at this point paying myself, although going forward to next month, I hope to start paying myself a decent salary next month from my business. But at the time I didn't. And so I did replica surface allows you to do pay every month, and every 2 weeks you make a payment, and it splits up your payment. So this replica surface stand, it was about 300 and some change. Don't quote me. I just purchased it, so you should be able to go onto the website and figure out exactly how much it's called. I think it's called the Studio Stand, and I had to buy separately the backdrops. So I bought a white one and you call it kind of, it's not butcher block, but it's more like a woodish background. I don't know. But how I determined that, because they have a lot of backdrops. They have a lot of these. And I wanted to make sure, because I knew financially I was not able to pay the amount for 6 or 7 of these. So I said, I messaged a small business friend of mine, or somebody who I look up to in the small business world, and I asked, like, hey, I know you're like a brand ambassador for Replica Surface. Could you give me some feedback on, like, starting out, this is my scenario. Like, I'm not small. I mean, I'm not big by any means ever. Like, think back to when you were like small business, like literally small business, because now she's making over six figures every year. But I'm like, think back to when you were small. And if you were thinking back to then and you only had enough money for two surfaces, which two would you purchase? And she said white and either a butcher block or a brown one, or a wood one, so that you can alternate. And so before I had this white one on the back, and I had the brown one on the bottom. And now I just recently switched so that I can kind of switch up my photos on the website a little bit more. But these are $80 a piece, so I got two, so $160 for two of these replica surfaces. So altogether, a lot of money, a lot of money. Now, I wanted to kind of give some pointers here about photography. So I'm taking two photos, my Lake Bay body butter and my watermelon sugar scrub. And at the end of this video, I'm going to post what the photos look like. Since I'm filming on my phone, I can't really take photos and film, but I definitely wanted to show you guys. And this is mobile, which is perfect for my studio because it is also my garage. And so I can move it as I need to. So I'm going to move it closer to you guys so that you can see where I'm at. This looks fantastic, actually. So I'm going to try to bring it to where how it's going to look on the screen, minus the access up here. But this is how it's going to look pretty much on the website. Isn't this gorgeous? So this stand right here came from Michaels, and I'm thinking about doing a video all about the Michaels props that I have and the many ways you can use them, because it's important when you do vendor events. It's important when you are doing your table display at events, markets, festivals, but you can also multi-purpose use it, such as doing photography. So take a look here. So this is a stand from Michaels. This is also some beads from Michaels that I got. And this floral leafy thing right here, I also got from Michaels. It's literally just florals. You know, Michaels is always having sales on their florals. But literally, I kind of separated it, bent this back so that all you can see is this. Tuck this in right here. And there you go. I may move this a little bit here, play around with it a little bit. And then there is my Lake Babe. I actually need to take this photo anyway, and there you are. See, there's no space in between back here. There is no space. The vertical surface hits right against the other one, so it's no space. So this is exactly how this would look. I think this is important right here. Also, you guys, play around with not just the props and the backdrop, but play around with this as well. Open it up. Have this there, right? Maybe do some photos like this so customers can see what it looks like in the inside, right? If you also want to do in-action photos, I don't know what the correct terminology is, but also doing splashes. So taking some of the inside of the product and doing like a smear so that customers can see texture, right? Bringing the photo a little bit more to life. If you also want to have some on your hand or do some motions, really make and bring the photo to life. I think this is super important. Now, this also is important. Looking at the name of your product that you have, making sure the color schemes are on point and not too contrasting, but also this right here, Lake Bay, would be an amazing product to have when I go to the lake. I could take so many lake photos with this as the forefront. That would be perfect, right? So take into consideration that, right? Another example. Let's swap it out. This is my watermelon, right? Yes, this looks perfect the way it is, in my opinion, right? But see, look, if I had it just like this, customers would not be able to see the beautiful poppy seeds that I put on top of this watermelon sugar scrub right there, right? If I take a smear and smeared it there, they can see the texture of that sugar scrub, right? Even better than that, it's getting ready to be summer. So I would be able to take this away, cut up a watermelon, put some watermelon pieces right here, and it goes right on brand for this photo. Watermelon sugar scrub with watermelon in here. How cute would that be? Play around with actual real props as well. I did this, for example, with my citrusy products. I had an orange. I cut up an orange, put it in here. And I had my soap that was lemon and orange in front. I used that. I think that helped bring the product to life as well. I have a coffee sugar scrub. How cute would this be to have coffee grounds or coffee beans right here and this up front? Or this like here with the coffee beans. And maybe some coffee beans over here so that you can kind of see, oh, this must be coffee because there's coffee beans, or this must have a coffee scent to it, right? All of these things align through the photo. You have to speak through the photo. Another thing that I love to do is I also like to double up the products. Let me show you what I mean by this. So for example, with my bars of soap, I love to do little designs and do up top photos. So let me show you what that would look like. So this is what I mean by up top, right? You can only see the bottom replica surface, but I have them all laid out. You can also do a photo from this angle with some in the back and then that main one up front. You can put some rose petals back there in the bowl and then have it like this. You can also bring a fake rose to put on the back as well. See how many options there are to kind of play around with this here? How beautiful is that? See, I have just used numerous products right here with the same display, played around with it, moved products around so that you can see what the products looks like. I think it's also important to put stuff like this in it because it also shows customers the dimensions as well, so that they don't wonder, well, I wonder how big that bar of soap is. They can kind of look and gauge as well by the photos. Also, lighting is super important. When I do my photos on my phone, I make sure to do portrait mode, and with me having a Galaxy, I believe S23 or something like that, I make sure to zoom in as much as possible so that all you see is from, cut this out, so all you see is from here down or here down. You don't see up here any. You literally just see this. If you can kind of imagine with me. Lighting has to be on point. Play around with it. Natural lighting, you also have to play around with that as well. I'm in a garage. Same thing. Shadowing, you have to be mindful of that. Keep playing around with it until you figure it out. The hardest part for me is figuring out switching up my display so that it does not look too redundant. I don't want every photo on my website to look exactly the same. I want to play around with it. I want to make sure everything stays on brand. So with the rose in the back, the rose bar soap, the roses back here, and you can never go wrong with a white and a brown or tan wooded or a butcher block background. White and that, and swap it. You can never go wrong. Now, of course, they have wonderful displays I cannot wait to afford this year, such as a bathroom backdrop for soap makers or body care makers. They also have, for some of you food makers, they have a beautiful kitchen backdrop. So it literally looks like your products are sitting in a kitchen. They go all out for different seasons and holidays and like a fireplace. All of these other things that are just super amazing and gorgeous. But you can literally play around with anything, really, and come out with a nice product. And I think that people are really surprised when they see my website, because they're like, wow, it looks so nice. And honestly, yes, this is really expensive, but I've saved so much money because you think about it. Hiring a photographer every time I have another soap idea, that's like every day I have another soap idea and I want to create a soap on the whim. I can't continue to afford to hire a person to do my products. Lastly, I did want to encourage you guys when it comes to live action photos that for me, I have used this particular product in my sink. So I have gotten it all wet and I have had it sudded up, lathered up really nice, and taken a photo in the back with this backdrop. And I think that is an amazing photo because it shows this lathers. It brings context to the photo. It shows people that, hey, it does work. It shows people, wow, that looks really nice. It looks really professionally done. And it's not. It's not professionally done. It's done by me in my home. But you would never know that because this Replica surface is so amazing. And let me show you just so that you know that it is Replica surface right there. And all of that, literally. Game changer for my business. Now there's nothing wrong, and you can also lock it in place too so it stays still. But there is nothing wrong with starting off small. Let me show you also what I started out with. Placemats from Walmart. I used to use these as my backdrops. Not a good idea. They're too busy for my products. It takes away from my products. But I was just reaching for things to try to figure out what to do to add to my photos to make them look amazing. Also, what I would encourage you to do, you guys, is when you are at vendor events, take photos of your products while they're on the shelves. So while they're on your table, because those are live action photos as well, in my opinion. I don't know how many photos that I've had small business friends take of my products, my retail store that I have my products in. They take photos all the time that look magnificent and send them to me. I have those photos of my products and I use those on my website as well. So take advantage of those opportunities when you are outside of your home and you have your products outside of your home. Take photos there as well to make sure it stays on brand, but then it's also live action. I have some great photos of customers and my products. Me doing transactions with customers in my booth and the coordinator taking photos of that. Like, those are amazing photos that I try to make sure I have all over my website. So I'm going to do a video all on Michaels and some of the props that I've gotten from them because they are amazing. Like, they are so amazing, and you have to literally grab them when you can because there's no guarantee that they'll have it back in stock or that they will get it. That's the thing about Michaels. And so a lot of these products I'm going to show you, they may not even have them at Michaels anymore, but at least it gives you some inspiration to kind of figure out what I'm talking about when I'm talking about stands from Michaels, or when I'm talking about tubs from Michaels, or florals from Michaels. At least it kind of gives you an idea. I hope this video was helpful for you guys on kind of my thought process when I am doing photos. Please check out my website. Look at the photos that I have taken from our products, and come back to this YouTube video, and please leave a comment on what you think about my photos. Let me know if, for the small business owners that watch my videos, let me know, are photos a easy part of your business? Is that easy concept for you to grasp, or has that been a hard journey for you to learn? Let me know, because for me, it's definitely been a hard journey as I've shown you all of my processes on trying to figure it out. Let me know what you have done to be creative, because I know there's people that are on a budget that watch this video as well that may get some inspiration on what they can do in the meantime if they're not able to afford a Replica service like behind me. Thanks. Bye.